And Jimbo Fisher is one of the only big-time college football coaches without a Twitter account. He says, I don't understand putting your whole life out there for everybody to see. Number one, you've never heard of burner accounts. Number two, you're missing the boat, dog. And I tell that to most people who don't have Twitter accounts, because it's not even that you have to tweet. You don't actually have to put anything out there for anybody at all to know. And most of the things that are out there are doing exactly what you do for a living, which is get attention. You want attention for your football team playing well. You want attention for Kyle Field being this Valhalla of college football. You want attention for the 1939 national championship that the Aggies won and not a whole hell of a lot else since. And yet, you got the audacity to talk noise about people who participate on Twitter and social media, as guys like Tom Herman have 117,000 Twitter followers. And you know what? Before he quit tweeting like a year ago, he was one of the coolest accounts that follow on Twitter. I mean, we had Easter bunnies performing in the Okie drill, and we could only see that from him. You have guys like Jim Harbaugh, Patrick's guy, 2.1 million followers on Twitter. And while it started out really cool, it looks a lot like a Facebook account. And I don't do the Facebooks. You have guys like Sonny Dykes, who's actually pretty cool and is criminally underfollowed at 10,600 followers, which is fewer than me. And there's no reason why a head coach in college football should ever have fewer followers than me. I mean, Matt Wells, who's been Matt Wells from day one, just a straight-laced, no-nonsense kind of guy. He's got 45,000 followers. Gary Patterson, who was fierce with the block button, still has 88,000 plus followers on the Twitters. Lincoln Riley, over 100,000 followers on the Twitters. Dana Holgerson, over 100,000 followers on the Twitters. Why? Because this is a very capable tool for, one, delivering your message, and two, controlling your narrative. And nobody wants to do that more than a college football head coach. Those guys hate giving information. That's why we love Mike Leach, is because he doesn't care. Mike Leach is out here asking followers to draw up 3 plays for them to run against Houston. 1, he wants for the red zone. He's crowdsourcing the playbook because he knows he's good. I believe that if you're the kind of person who eschews technology, you're the kind of person who probably has a narrow point of view on most aspects of life. I do it this way and no other way is good enough. No. Life is several different roads, several different paths, many ways to do it. And I don't particularly care that Jimbo Fisher demeans himself. I care that he's demeaning others for choosing to participate in a thing that quite literally, at the best of times, can bring you joy, and at the worst of times can be absolutely vile. But it's also about what you choose to do with it. There are plenty of people who have Twitter accounts that use them just to lurk. They use them just to see what people are saying. And that's valuable because we know that human beings are going to deliver their opinions. They're going to tell you what they think. They're going to share themselves with you. But along the way, you're going to learn something. You're going to learn things that you didn't know. I've got people onto Twitter as older folks because they want to know what the news is. They want to know the thing that was being talked about. It's the reason why pay websites exist. People want to know what the recruiting news is so that they can go to work the next day and be a day ahead. You have people coming to you for information. You have people coming to you going, what's going on the Twitters? And they want to know because they don't want to be behind, especially in this business. In this business, folks routinely get Twitter accounts that didn't have Twitter accounts because they're tired of being yelled at for not having a Twitter account. How didn't you not know this? This was on Twitter. Yeah, it was. It also means that you have to pay attention to it. And that's what people really despise. That's what they really hate, including Jimbo Fisher. I got to pay attention to this thing? Don't I have enough going on? Yeah, we all do. Welcome to 2019, where we're all doing 87 things at once. It's a privilege to be able to do just the one thing. It's a privilege not to have your phone with you 24/7, 365. It's not something people desire to do. There are days when people want to chuck their phones. This is why the NBA has recently mandated that you have to have a mental health therapist of some sort, professional, on your staff. Because they have dudes that play in their league that have grown up with this device as essential to their very being, like me. I have to know how to use social media. I didn't want to learn how to use social media. I had to learn how to use it because that's where the conversation is. Because that is where the shows are getting made better, by knowing what people want to hear and what people want to talk about. If you don't know what people want to talk about or you don't care, you're probably not very good at being a people person. And is it not a head coach's job to be a friggin' people person? Go ahead, Patrick.
I guess, old coaches just don't like Twitter, is what you're telling me.
I don't think young coaches like Twitter.
What is liking? Again, as you mentioned, look, what Tom Herman hasn't tweeted in a year. A lot of guys, and again, these guys are busy. I think what's great, you talk about
busy,
Lincoln
Patrick.
Riley. Yeah. What's great about Lincoln Riley is it's authentic. He's the one who does it. I mean, he said that as much. You kind of shake your head a little bit. But.
No, I'm not shaking my head at it being inauthentic. I didn't know it was a big deal for you to compose your own friggin' tweets. It's like when dads get glad-handed for changing diapers. You know how many diapers I've changed in my life, Patrick? I don't even have kids.
Wow.
I don't count them.
Really? Hey, this was important to me. I'd never changed a diaper till I had my own child. The first diaper I ever changed was my own child.
I grew up in a nursery. Right, where that was my first gig in the church, was working in the nursery.
Okay.
And yeah, I've changed Laurel's kids, their daughters. They're very close with them.
Yeah.
And Devin and I, we got real intimate on the changing table, right? So I know what to do, but I'm also not looking to say, hey, I changed diapers. If you have to say that you compose your own tweets, I'm looking at you with tremendous side eye because I know you text. And if you don't text, maybe then I can understand you not composing your own tweets. But then again, why would you give somebody access to you saying anything?
Your thoughts and actions.
No, why wouldn't you want to take ownership for that? Mm-hmm. Because when it goes haywire, guess who we're going to look at?
Yeah.
We're not going to say your intern did it. Somebody tries to do that. We look at them and go, what? Mm-hmm. Because it is a thing that is so close to your being.
Yeah. But no, the as you said, Twitter and just the as you said, recruits. That's where the recruits are. And if nothing else, recruits, if they see a coach who's active, who's doing interesting things, he's tweeting out interesting stuff, whatever, that matters. And that's just you and your team being seen one more time for free.
It matters because it's a relationship. It matters for the same reason that parents routinely go through their teenagers' phones. You need to know what Snapchat is because your kid's on it, not because you want to know what Snapchat is.
Yeah.
You need to know how Instagram works, how TikTok works, how Twitter works. They're not on Facebook anymore. That's just you. It's just you.
I like Facebook.
Most old folks do, Patrick. Most old folks do.